In the last episode, we talked about Cisco Nexus switches and NXOS. But now comes the next question. How do servers physically connect to the data center network? Do we place a switch in every rack? Do we use big switches at the end of the row? Or do we use Cisco FEX to combine both design? In this episode, we explain the three main server deployment model: ToR, EoR, and FEX. A server deployment model explains how servers are connected to access switches inside the data center. This design affects cabling, cost, power usage, cooling, scalability, and management. The goal is to connect servers efficiently while keeping the network simple, reliable, and easy to expand. In the end-of-row model, large switches are placed at the end of a row of server racks. Servers from multiple racks connect back to these centralized switches. The main advantage is fewer switches to manage, but the downside is more cabling because many cables must run from server racks to the end-of-row network rack. In the top-of-rack model, each server rack has its own switch, usually placed at the top of or bottom of the rack. Servers connect directly to the local rack switch using short cables. This reduces cabling complexity and makes rack deployment easier, but it also means more switches to manage, more power usage, and more uplink ports required toward the aggregation or spine layer. The difference is simple. End of row reduces the number of switches but increases cabling complexity. Top of rack reduces cabling but increases the number of switches. So the best design depends on the size of the data center, cabling strategy, power, cooling, and operational model. Cisco FEX means fabric extender. A FEX looks like a small access switch in the rack, but logically it works like a remote line card of a parent Nexus switch. The parent switch provides the control and management. This means engineers can get rack level connectivity while still managing the environment from the parent switch. The FEX model combines the benefits of top-of-rack and end-of-row. Like ToR, it gives short server cabling inside each rack. Like EoR, it reduces management complexity because the FEX is managed through the parent Nexus switch. This creates one management domain and makes servers rack deployment easier. There is no single best model for every data center. Use end-of-row when you want fewer switches and centralized management. Use top-of-rack when you want flexible rack deployment and shorter cabling. Use FEX when you want rack-level connectivity with simplified Nexus-based management. The right choice depends on scale, cost, cabling, operations, and growth plans. So the key point is this: server deployment is not just about plugging cables into switches. The model you choose affects cabling, cost, scalability, power, cooling, and operations. ToR, EoR, and FEX are three different ways to connect servers into the data center network. In the next episode, we will explain Layer 3 first hop redundancy, including HSRP, VRRP, and GLBP. Thanks for watching.